Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be going over and kind of reviewing the Boye 4-in-1 crochet tool. I have the one that is a USD, USF, USH, and USJ. So the price on these seem to range depending on where you're buying them, from $8 to $16 most places. I think I may have picked this up off of Amazon, but I'm not quite sure. So as you can see in the picture here, they're saying that this is a multi-crochet hook tool that you can use to crochet your projects with. There's nothing on the back. In the past, I have had tools like this. And like I said, when I unboxed this or shared this in my mini haul a few weeks ago, I have had tools like this in the past and I don't like them. And I can guarantee you I'm not going to like this. That's why I hesitate to call this a review, because I'm kind of coming into this with a, I guess, sour taste in my mouth. But I do want to kind of share with you guys some of the problems I have with tools like this, but they do serve other purposes, and I'll kind of briefly mention those. I'm going to see if I can get my camera to adjust a little bit better, because it seems to want to adjust on my hands, but not on what I'm showing you guys. But give me just 1 second. All right, well, apparently I'm not going to get the video to sharpen up anymore on this tool. It is very pale blue with the white writing. So things I do like and appreciate. You can see there where they have the hook size and millimeter size marked. You kind of see that. This is really hard. I didn't think this was going to be this hard to film. At the kitchen table like I normally do. But for whatever reason, I'm having a hard time getting this to adjust. The hooks slide out just like a pocket knife. And on the other side, you have the other two size hooks. They did pair this big hook, small hook, which I appreciate. So this is the D and J on this side. That's a D. This is the J. So in getting these out and moving these around, it is actually pretty easy to reach into this section and get your finger under the hook. That kind of ends my positives. So the casing on this is very, very lightweight. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like it would hold up to being rattled around in my purse a whole lot. While these do fold out very easily, they do move all the way around. Now there is a little bit of a catch there on this side, but there is nothing to catch the hook coming up. So if you find a way to manage to hold this contraption with your hand, which is fairly substantially wide, let's compare this to my Clover Amour size eye hook. This is a 5mm hook with an ergonomic grip, and that's a lot to hold on to. I mean, even at the widest part, this tool is even wider. I mean, it's actually something in here just made a funny motion. Yeah, so one of the problems I noticed as I was just looking at this one earlier today is with that, when you open it, it does stop more or less right there. There's a catch. And it takes, you know, a goodly amount of pressure to flip it backwards. But it does flip backwards. So if you're doing anything tight, that's immediately going to be a problem. But there is zero catch between the natural closed position and open. So when it's open, the only thing preventing movement is in one direction there. So as you're using it, you could have the hook slowly close on you. I think I'm better off with the J hook. And it's the same thing here. It'll flip all the way around. It does catch there fairly easily. This one's even easier to flip around backwards. And that is the F hook. So that's a problem. And as this continues happening, you can see it's actually loosening up side to side too. So now it's getting looser this way, not just this way. So I don't know. I don't like these to begin with. I don't think these are ever very effective at being able to crochet with them. If you've seen any of my previous tutorials, when I crochet, I do have a slightly normal, unique way of crocheting. I use both hands when I'm doing it, not on camera, but I kind of use a pencil hold, kind of use an overhand knife. It just depends on at which point of the stitch you're looking at what I'm doing. But this is the position that is very natural for me to maintain a good tension. It's a little cumbersome in trying to film, but in trying to use this tool or any tool like this isn't unique specifically to this tool. See, there we go, we're already having problems with that. I have zero control on this hook because I can't put any pressure on it if I hold the handle. The other option I would have is a way choked up grip up here, but then I have all this weight down in the palm of my hand creating strain on my wrist. And not that this is particularly comfortable, but even if I had this in my purse and was trying to use this as something to crochet with for an extended period of time, I would fail. And like I said, even just trying to get stitches going, this tool is closing on me, holding it by the handle back here before I can even complete a single stitch. And let's say I don't try to guide the yarn, I'm getting lots of splitting. And as the yarn just puts tension on it, it's slowly wiggling back and forth. So now, if for some reason this is what you enjoy, crocheting with a crooked hook, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. You might find some benefit in using this tool. So, as a crochet hook, don't waste your money. If you're hoping you're going to be able to put this in your car and this is going to be a travel hook that you can use, don't waste the money. And I hate to say that because by and large, I do like Boye products. I use a lot of their stitch markers and accessories, their knitting needle caps. I do use a lot of their products, but this is just one of those tools I've never understood why these exist. Now, I don't have one currently because I actually lost my key ring that had it, but there is a set of micro crochet hooks like this that come on a ring, and I believe it's also sold by Boye, and they have a hole and they're on a key ring, and it seems like it's like a size D, an H, and a K is what my old one was. But it's fairly large. I don't I think it's larger than this J hook. But it's a very tiny hook, a medium-sized hook, and a large hook. And they're just dangling off this key ring. They're about, actually, the length of the holder here. And they're sold in the knitting section, and they're sold to be pickup tools. So if you're also a knitter and you have a dropped stitch, keeping something like this in your knitting bag as a tool to pick up drop stitches, that's great. If you want to keep this like in your car, if you've done a lot of really delicate work, and like I know a lot of people are doing like the wedding dresses and stuff and the kids' christening gowns and things, if you want to have this as a correction tool, even for your crochet, if you need to be able to put a couple more stitches into something real quick, this isn't a horrible tool to use for a few minutes worth of work to repair something or prevent something from ripping further. I think the other set of micro hooks on a keychain are still better. Better than this tool, as like I said, even just while I was sitting here messing with these, I felt them starting to loosen. So we're not even going to get that full catch, and we're starting to get wiggle play. I don't know how much you can see that in here. And I've only been playing with this really today. So other than when I unboxed it for you guys in that show and tell video to show you that I had gotten one to review. Yeah. So let me go grab a ruler real quick, because I do have a question that we can answer together here on video. I took an extra second there to check on the cats. They're on the back porch. So the dimensions on this are about 3/4 of an inch wide. Oof. And the handle is about 3 3/4 inches long. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, that's a lot to wrap your hand around. We're about 1 inch on this side. So, I mean, you're basically wrapping your finger and hand around what did I say that first half? It was, so 3.5 inches to get around that, regardless of how you hold it. I mean, that's not a very comfortable. I mean, even if you hold it like this, I mean, you saw that we're automatically that. So you'd have to like bear down like that to prevent that from, because even just holding it, that immediately goes to close. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hate to be negative on a tool, and this is one of those things I would have just ignored had not so many people asked me about it. Like I've said, I've been around the crochet block for a couple of years now. I've been around a time or two, and this isn't my first time with one of these pocket knife tools, but I say save your money. Maybe have a travel hook that you keep in your bag. I do a lot of times keep a small hook in my knitting bags to pick up stitches if I don't also have a crochet project at hand. It's like if we're going on vacation or something, it's nothing for me to drop one of these, size D or something hooks in a bag with me in case I drop a stitch. And it is easier to use a crochet hook to pick up drop stitches. I know a friend of mine actually uses one of those old hooks that came with the hair frosting kits. Hi, Banner. Welcome back to the house. He just came running in the door. I leave it cracked so they can let themselves back in when they're ready. But if you remember the old frosting highlight caps coming with the crochet hook, that's what she uses in her knitting bag to pick up drop stitches. So save your money. Save your money. If you want a toolkit that you keep on your key ring, get the one that is just the hooks on a ring. And there are a couple different people who sell those. If you want to have something in a knitting bag, it's like, you can tell they tried to make that a tight flip out, and it just, it's not enough to put tension on it. Yeah, if you have any further questions, let me know. This is one of those things where it doesn't work. And that's the biggest issue with it. It just doesn't work like it's supposed to, or like people bill it to work. I like the concept. I like the idea of trying to make a travel tool where you could have more than one hook available. But this style tool, and it's not just this Boye tool either. It's any type of tool like this. It's just not effective. So leave a comment down below if you have a question that I didn't, like if you have a very specific question that isn't covered in a general sense of to why I don't enjoy these, or why this is good for picking up stitches or something. Let me know. I mean, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions about it. This isn't a product where redesigning this style, I think, is really going to make that much of a difference. It's never going to be comfortable when you're trying to combine this many tools, because you're always going to have that breadth problem. Even if you correct the no way to lock into place problem, you know, it's still not ever going to be very comfortable. But like I said, if you need to do repair work and you want to keep something in like your luggage, it's a great tool for that. So I would probably wait until somebody has it 50% off. Buy it with coupon. Don't pay full price for it. But if you want it for something like that, that makes sense. That's a functional use for a tool like this. But I hate giving bad reviews. If you guys can't tell, I'm really trying to come up with something very positive to say about it, but I just keep circling around saying the same thing over and over again. But there you go. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Shoot me a PM on Instagram, and I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Otherwise, you guys, I love you. I will see you guys real soon. I'm not sure what the rest of the week is going to look like as far as filming. I have a couple things to share with you guys, but this is our start of college football season here, and so my schedule is going to be a little wonky probably this week, because we'll be camping out on the sofa watching games. Anyway, I will see you guys real soon. As always, I love you guys, and please take care of yourselves.